my actual eyesight. Is there the high drive? Deep center. Go, go, go. We're out of here. We're out of here. Say ya, playa.
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! And this is it for good! The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four! A dog pile on their side!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good evening and welcome to the Battle of Exit 53. We're here at the crosstown rivalry between Glassboro and Pitman, here in a game that is sure to entertain many and certainly appease one single person, Mike Fizzicaro. He's 2 points away from the established and esteemed 1,000-point milestone. He will become, if he gets it, assuming he gets it, will be the 19th Pitman Panther to reach the record. Of course, the last one was Elijah Crispin around this time last year. He hit 1,000, and he's still working, and he'll still be in the starting lineup tonight. But it'll be important for Pitman to not let their guard down. They played Glassboro very well back in 2023, and they won, but only by 5 points. They beat them pretty well in their first meeting together this year, but just because Mike Fizzicaro is chasing a milestone tonight should not mean the rest of the team takes a back seat. Xavier Saab is another great player for this Glassboro team under first-year head coach Lionel Payne. And, of course, Glassboro's football program, coming off of a dominant state championship run, just had some high company visitors over at Glassboro High, and by that I mean Rutgers coach Greg Schiano and Penn State coach James Franklin came in to visit today. But let's not talk about the gridiron. Let's talk about what's on the hardwood. Glassboro is 6-9 this year. They're coming off of a decent run, and going into the second half of the season, guess what? They have won, after starting out not in the best way. They are 2-2 in their last 4 games. But guess what? Pitman's 11-3, and their 3 losses are to Eastern, Cinnaminson, and Cherry Hill East. They have not lost to a Tri-County Conference opponent this year, and even though they have many more on the way, it should be a fun matchup tonight. Everybody's going to stand for the national anthem, sung by Fiona Smith, who will be performing. We'll take a quick,
For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, folks, sorry about that interruption. Usually the national anthem here is a recording, but tonight Fiona James performed the national anthem live, so we wanted to make sure she got her flowers in that performance. Great job, Fiona, on the national anthem performance. Hey, let's talk starters for tonight's Thursday night matchup in the Battle of Exit 53, as the first 5, the starting 5 for the Glassboro Bulldogs, led by first-year head coach Lionel Payne. It'll be Xavier Saab, who has been getting a lot of attention on the gridiron, but gets to showcase his talents on the hardwood tonight for the second time in front of DWB cameras, that is. Tay Thomas, number 2, checks in the second spot. Kenny Smith will be the third guard of the day. Again, another playoff and football prodigy getting his talents on the hardwood this winter. Davin Barr as well, Devon Barr, excuse me, and Aiden Harris as well is the final player of the starting five for Glassboro. A team that is only rostering 8 players this season on the varsity team. Alex Adalai, Will Boggins, and Marley Crow are the other 2 players who have gotten a little bit of playing time, but it's mostly those starting 5. Let's introduce the Pitman Panthers for tonight. It'll be Hudson Rue, number 2, as one of the starting guards. Elijah Crispin, who of course reached the 1,000-point milestone on his home floor around this time last year. Rue got faked out there. Stranahan's the first to get introduced. But yeah, we were here versus Salem back in early February when Elijah Crispin hit the milestone, and now his teammate Mike Fizzacaro gets to get this milestone as well on his home floor. It's Rue, Crispin, Greg Peterson, Mike Fizzacaro, and Aiden Stranahan. A large ovation for Fizzacaro. His mom and dad, Bob and Jen, are in attendance, as well as his sister, Anna. And this will be, remember, 998 points. He would be the second player this year on DWB to reach the 1,000-point milestone. The other being Noah Harvey, who did it for Cinnaminson in their holiday tournament victory over Haddon Heights back on December the 28th. We've got a good one tonight, folks. Don't go anywhere. We've got Glassboro and Pitman, crosstown rivals meeting in the Rob Waddell Gym. I'm Dan Wilkins here with Vincent Vogt on the air tonight. As Pitman on the left side of your screen with the classic black jerseys, orange accents, and white tertiary numbers. Glassboro on the right side of your screen with the white road jerseys, maroon, red numbers. And here we go. 32 minutes of basketball tonight here in the Tri-County Classic Division. Payne versus Myers, 23-8 for Pitman last year. Fizzacaro has the ball, makes everybody tense up for a second there. Crispin hangs on to the possession. He's up, and a right-handed lay is no good. And the rebound is taken in by Kenny Smith. Bounce pass into the corner for Harris. Back out, open look from 3, air ball. Much to the delight of the home student section, and that'll be out of bounds. 7:31 left in the first. Rue inbounds to Crispin. Here's a 3, off the mark. Seemed a little bit rushed there, but now Glassboro gets possession back. Smith from downtown. A little bit of contact hand-to-hand. Rue pulls in the rebound and clears the space. Here's Crispin. Passes it out. Fizzacaro waves on a shot. Now a corner 3. Stranahan can't get it. And we've gone a full minute without a point registered between the Bulldogs and the Panthers. I think right now everybody's trying to get, half of the people in this crowd are getting over the anxiety of Mike Fizzacaro not getting his basket yet. Meanwhile, Glassboro's here like, yeah, we got to score points. And they kind of want to silence the crowd a little bit, get themselves started on an early run. As Harris is inside, moves in with the right hand, and we've got our first basket of the night, 2-0 Glassboro. Here's Crispin. And a foul will be called against Devon Barr. Pitman 11-3 this year. They're 7-0 in Tri-County Classic play. They will sub out Greg Peterson and bring in number 22, Joey Zubert, as the sixth man for the Panthers. Corner, Stranahan, air ball. A bit of mano-a-mano there as Glassboro and Pitman trade air ball 3s. As kind of in an anti-Pitman fashion, it seems like a low-scoring first quarter is on the way. Still early. Harris fouled on its way up. Looks like Rue is the one who'll be charged with it. And yes, it'll be the first team foul against Pitman. Again, like we said, Pitman's only losses this year were to non-conference opponents, and all of them in much larger groups. Cinnaminson in Group 2 in the Winter Classic, 57-49. Cherry Hill East in the Jeff Coney Classic, That was 73-61, and then Eastern 61-53. I mean, that's the thing, is that these guys were 23-8 last year, but it's when you look through the numbers that really make it interesting as Crispin rebounds it. Only double-digit loss this year was to a previously unbeaten Cherry Hill East, who had an 11-0 run to start the year. Crispin up and in. Panthers on the board, 3-2. But the other losses, 8-point loss to Eastern and an 8-point loss to Cinnaminson. Those are quality losses and competitive games versus teams that are never going to play in their playoff bracket and basically way out of their league. And Cherry Hill East, even then, 12 points versus a team like East. That's not the worst thing in the world. We've got a block. Rue takes it away. He feeds it to Fizzacaro. He waves on it. It's Zubert at the top of the key. Back to Crispin. Pump fakes. Slides right. Can't get it. Offensive rebound. Stranahan in. And the Panthers very quietly take a lead. It's 4-3. Yeah, I mean, right now what Glassboro is trying to do is they're just trying to, he may have had 2 steps on the baseline before they whistled that one dead. But obviously starting to get some offense up after a sluggish start. Crispin sets it to Fizzacaro. Bounce pass inside. Zubert back out to Stranahan, and Crispin inside. A creative shot, can't get it there. Sob slam! Gets the visiting crowd rejuvenated, 5-4. And that's why he's a Division I football talent, is a jumper like that. Crispin at the top of the key. Didn't see any of that in the opening day loss for Glassboro versus Gloucester Catholic. Here's Fizzacaro for the record, can't get it. Fizzacaro again, out to Crispin. 3, good. Elijah Crispin claps back with a 3. You could hear the student section start to get up and then immediately sit down. It's like, it's incredible. It's like The Price is Right when you're watching that hiker go up the hill and you think, no, that microwave's not over $400. And it keeps going up and up and up. You wonder when it's going to stop. Good move inside, but he can't get the shot. Working through traffic, barely kept it in. Now it's Saab again. Feeds it out into the corner. Here's an open look from 3. Good. Aiden Harris puts Pitman on their toes early and sends Ron Myers with some directions here. 3:11 to play. Crispin with now an 8-7 deficit. Out into the corner for Stranahan. Crispin gets the reception, and he can't get it. Stranahan rips down a rebound, fouled on its way up. At the line is Aiden Stranahan, committed to Camden County College for baseball. That one's good, tie game. 6'1", 180, 157 points as a starter this year. 99 rebounds, although he may have just gotten his 100th there on that last shot. 18 assists and 13 steals. He put up 20 in a 78-52 win over Shalleck back on January 23rd. Zubert guarding Smith with distance. Back out to Saab. Tie game, 2:45 to play in the first. 8-8. Oh, may have had a little bit of happy feet there. Wasn't called. It's back out to Smith. Moving inside. And Thomas couldn't get the shot. Rue brings it in. Here's Crispin now. Crispin inside. Ball gets wrestled away. Here comes another breakaway. Look out below. It is no good. Saab brings down the offensive board. That one's front of the iron. And it looks like that will be Pitman ball. Feels like this is taking way longer than anybody expected it to. We've got a timeout called as Pitman has possession. 2:11 left in the first. We are tied 8-8 here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Just a hair over 2 minutes left in the first quarter. We're tied 8-8. And kind of the elephant in the room of Mike Fizzicaro getting his 1,000th point. Well, he is still on the floor. So we'll see where they take it. But it's mostly been Crispin and Stranahan getting the shots. Fizzicaro unable to save it. Runs into Kevin Minnick there on the baseline. One of the NJ.com senior reporters. As an interesting first quarter, but it doesn't feel like Pitman right now is playing at 100%. It almost feels like they're waiting for this milestone to happen, and then they'll play 100%, and I don't think that's the way you should go, considering the score that they beat Glassboro by in the first meeting between these two teams. It's Fizzicaro getting a heave from Crispin. I mean, he's just giving up those passes. The bench is almost begging him to take a shot. But Fizzicaro's a team player. I don't think he'll do that until he's prompted. Back into the corner. This will be a long two. No good. Offensive, almost an offensive rebound. Fizzicaro picks it up. He's trapped in the corner. Feeds it to Crispin. Crispin inside. Back out into the corner. Fizzicaro gets an open look. Oh, no good. It's teasing these guys at this point. Saab with an incredible move inside, weaving the ball through the air. And it's 10-8 Glassboro, 1 minute to play in the first. Zubert over to Crispin with direction from Lionel Payne, guarded by Smith. Crispin inside, left hand, good, tie game. 10-10 now. .40 seconds. It's Kenny Smith, guarded by Joey Zubert. Fizzicaro went for the block on the pass, couldn't get it there. These guys are heaving it across the way. Will Boggins, the seventh man in the rotation, is on the floor for the Bulldogs. The other two players, they only have 8 varsity players rostered, the others being Alex Adelaide and Marley Crow. Foul. I think Stranahan's getting hit with the foul here. 10 seconds left in the first, and Will Boggins will go to the line for 2 shots to give the Bulldogs the lead if he makes 1 of 2. The student section lets him hear it. First shot is good. This broadcast is brought to you by our good friends over at Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take the New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on the first attempt. If you like those odds, you can book an appointment today at Suite E of the Total Turf Complex in Pitman at 216 Lambs Road. Under 10 seconds to play here in the first. Crispin has it. Pump fakes from the semicircle. Oh, how about that for a basket case of a shot. And after a frame, we're all tied up. It's been a back-and-forth affair all night, and Pitman gets the last laugh at the end of 8 minutes. We'll be right back. 12-12. It's a dozen apiece for these two.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Welcome back from Pitman. We're tied at 12 apiece between the Panthers and Bulldogs. On the floor for the Bulldogs right now is going to be Boggins, Saab, Smith, Thomas, and Harris. Right-handed lay. How about that? Some fancy moves. Splashing around like a Jackson Pollock painting as Eli Crispin now has it. Passes it out. Fizzicaro's got it. Fouled. Oh. Well, Fizzicaro got fouled, and you felt everybody in the first 3 rows get tense because he'll be going to the free throw line. He's at 998. 2 free throws would be good. Oh. Fizzicaro misses his first. So for 999, yes. So one more basket will do it. That one's stolen away. Crispin has it. Feeds it to Rue. Back to Stranahan, back to Fizzicaro. And that one's good. Three. No good. Off the mark. Oh, this one. Oh, intercepted by Saab using those football skills. It's Saab. Back to Harris. For Boggins inside, guarded by Stranahan, and a foul. (15 to 14), 6:25 left. And now it'll be brought in by Smith. Almost got a 5-second violation. But it's back to Barr. Over to Smith again. A high heave across the way. This is back over to Adelaide. 3. Smith gets it in. 2-point lead for Glassboro as Pitman is on their toes trying to chase this milestone. It's a game of cat and mouse. We have a foul. The foul is on, let's see. Well, Lionel Payne is getting a discussion from the officials. Okay, so the foul is on Barr. It's his second, team's second. 5:51 to play in the second quarter. Fizzicaro to inbound. Crispin. A heave across the way. It's Fizzicaro for 3. Got it! 1,000 Mike Fizzicaro. The streamers will fly, and the Panthers cements his name in history on this Thursday night with a 3-ball midway in the second quarter. A grand for number 10. You can add 2 more zeros to the end of Fisichero's jersey. 1,000, the 19th Pitman Panther. Congratulations. Congratulations, Mike. He salutes the student section.
We direct your attention now to midcourt. The Pitman boys basketball head coach Ron Myers presents Michael with commemorative basketball to mark his extraordinary occasion.
Elijah and Hudson Rue accompanying him out there. Kevin Minnick taking some photos. As this felt like an eternity to get the basket because he was under the basket, then he kept passing it out. And, you know, I think that's what shows the kind of ball player that he is that he is able to play with a chip on his shoulder, but with a lack of hubris and a lack, he is a selfless ball player, and you see it all the time in what he's able to do. So congratulations to Michael. He goes to meet his dad, Bob, and some of his friends over there. Bob, Jen, and his sister Anna as well, accompanying them. Some of the younger folks in the crowd as well, giving him a fist bump. And Mike Fisichero gets the shot as we will resume play with 5:40 left. Usually when there's a 1,000-point score, usually the home team is charged a timeout. We saw that with Noah Harvey and Cinnamints, and Coach Fries actually called a timeout to commemorate it. But I'm surprised that they didn't charge Pitman a timeout. How about this for a frenzy at the basket? We've now got a foul. So 18-17 here with 5:17 left in the second quarter. Listen to that. Did you hear that communication from Elijah Crispin? He was telling Hudson Rue that's his third foul in reference to Devon Barr, who is in foul trouble here in the second half. So I think the communication is, go after him, get him even into more foul trouble, and try to force the needle, try to force the issue for Lionel Payne. Fisichero still on the court. He's going to go for maybe point 1,005. He's at 10:02 after this. Into the corner, no good. Packed house here tonight in Pitman on a Thursday night. 18-17 the current score. It was 12-12 after the first quarter. In the battle of exit 53 between Glassboro and Pitman. It's Adelaide. Back to Smith at the top of the queue. Like we said and like Elijah said, is at 3 of 5 fouls already. Glassboro taking their time, trailing by 1, setting the right shot. Couldn't get it there. It's Rue. Back to Crispin, a heave across the floor. And a foul. I think right now what Pitman wants out of this quarter is just a little bit of stability. You know, right now they've been decent, but they haven't been setting the world on fire. And considering the last time they played this Glassboro team, it certainly comes as a little bit of a surprise, especially on their home floor. You'd think they'd have a little bit of home court advantage, but right now Glassboro seems to be with it, if you will. Again, Glassboro 6-9 on the season. Pitman 11-3. They have not lost to a conference opponent this year. And that is a change from the 23-8 record they had in 2023 to 24. Back across the way, Crispin, pump fakes again. Moving inside, right hand. This kid's unbelievable. 22-17. 5-point lead for the Panthers, 3:15 left in the half. Bounce pass, back into the corner. Boggins, high off the window. Second chance for Harris. Crispin takes it back. He's all alone, and good. He's not going to be the one to throw it down on you, but he'll certainly be the one to get the basket any way possible. Even with a complicated right-hand move, left-hand move, he can do whatever's possible to get to the basket, even if he's not going to be the one to be flashy with it. That's a foul. Looks like Tay Thomas got hit on his way up. Let's listen to this Pitman student section. And it's good. So both shots successful for Glassboro. Fed across the way to Rue at the top of the key. Fizzicaro up and in. Make that 1,004 for the senior forward. Of course, one of the talking points at the end of the season for Pitman was that they lost their entire front court with Devaney and Sonny Myers gone, as there's a three in the corner for Will Boggins. 26-22 now, entering the final 2 minutes of the half. Three, front iron. He was stepping away, but just couldn't get the basket to fall. As now it's Saab moving to the baseline, feeds it out into the corner, wide open three. Will Boggins off the bench, contributing in heavy numbers for the Bulldogs. The unsung hero here in the first half, 26-25. Back out into the corner, Fizzicaro again, no good. Pitman's very reliant on the three ball right now, and I don't know if that's going to be a great strategy for them because Glassboro's doing well inside, and, you know, obviously they're coming down from that great moment of Fizzicaro hitting 1,000, but I see sometimes teams struggle coming out of that. You know, yeah, you had a good time, had a quick celebration. Well, now you got to lock back in, and you have to focus on the task at hand, which is never that easy. Crispin getting a screen from Stranahan. Deep three. No good. Yeah, I don't know. Got a foul here. Going to be an offensive foul on Stranahan. Stranahan will get up with assistance there as he takes a hard fall. Stranahan, something wrong with his shoe, it looks like. So Stranahan fixing something with his shoe. Looks like whatever it was fixed. And Glassboro breaks. 47.5 seconds left in the second quarter, rather. That'll be a quick basketball game. It's Smith. Four fouls for Glassboro. One more will get them over the line and send the Panthers to the stripe to end the half. They're going to take their time, though. Thomas feeds to Barr. And back to Thomas. Again, this is good time management here, realizing what you got and you're waiting for the best possible shot and chewing off as much of that time as you can before the halftime break. 26-25. Bulldogs certainly want to go into the locker room with a lead. It's Saab. 5 seconds now. Moving it back out. Thomas shoots a three. No good. And at the end of the first half, Pitman will barely survive by 1 point. As the milestone was met, banners were thrown, and Mike Fizzicaro reached his 1,000th point. But now the story turns to the Glassboro Bulldogs, who only trail by 1 point at the end of the first half. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Please enjoy some DWB archives showcasing the best and the brightest of DWB's 3.5-year history. We'll be back in just a moment. 26-25 at the break.
It will be inbounded by Pat Monahan. Oh, the ball gets away. Who's going to have it? GCIT will hang on to the possession. It goes to Stanwood. Stanwood inside. They'll get the shot off. It's good! Unbelievable! Boston calls the timeout, but will they get it? Unbelievable! Unbelievable! A double contest shot from Hellman! Wow. Ryan James wanted the timeout, but did they get it in time?
BB and Copsetta trading a couple looks. They know what's going on. Full count. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Just like they drew it up in Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons in the Ralph Shaw Classic 26th annual. They are back on top for the first. Will lead it off for the Senators. Chase Rollins, the player manager for CHP, gets it started with a ball upstairs, and we are underway in game 1. 1-0. That one is hit well out towards left, and it is gone off the top of the goalpost. Shane Adamski with a thunderous start to his playoff series. Second pitch of the game, a solo homer to left, and before I could even write the first name down in my scorecard, it's 1 zilch.
Late switch for the visitors. Again inside their 5. Oh, they're going to pitch this one back for the flea flicker. Touchdown, West! Oh my goodness! Taking inspiration from Nick Foles and Trey Burton. I think they just pulled off the Philly special. That is the greatest touchdown I have ever seen. Well, maybe not the greatest touchdown I've ever seen. Maybe that's stretching a little bit, but one of the greatest touchdowns we've seen in a long time. And it's a tie game. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Welcome back here in the second half on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Certainly a peculiar game. Pittman without one of their best three-point shooters, Greg Peterson. Glassboro has caught up in a big way. 26-25 is the score at the halftime break. And right now, between these two teams, what's interesting to note is that it seems like there is a lot of uncertainty with Pittman. They seem to be in it for a little bit, then they're out, and definitely a handful of uncertainties going into the second half. And it's only a one-point game. These guys took care of them last time Glassboro was in town. Final score was in favor of Pittman. Or I'm sorry, I apologize. Last time that these two teams played each other was in the winter of 2024 because they're not in the same division. Glassboro's in the Diamond, Pittman's in the Classic. It was January 25th, 72-53. So things can definitely change in a year. Glassboro has some highly talented young stars, and we've seen a handful of them tonight. Hudson Rue will inbound the ball to start the third quarter. 26-25 in favor of Pittman here in a packed Rob Waddell gym here on this Thursday night. Rue feeds it to Crispin. Three. Good. Fizzacaro knocks it down. Glassboro after tonight will only have 4 regular season games. 1 at home versus Shalleck, 2 on the road at Pennsgrove and Overbrook, and then home to Clayton on the 13th. And then for Pittman, they've got a handful coming up. Again, 11-3 right now, but at the moment, here's a 3. No good. Rebounded by number 13, Jake Bowen Ashwin. This one stolen away. Smith on the fast break. Right hand. Saab tried to lay it down for 2. Can't get it on the second try, but they do on the third. Stranahan back to Bowen Ashwin. And it's Rue on the right wing. Crispin, deep 3. Deep 3. Hello. Could hear the swish of a basket from a mile away. Could hear that one all the way from Crown Point. As moving inside now will be Harris. No good there. That one is good. A foul and 1. And 1 no good. Rebounded by Crispin. Heave across the way for 3. It rattles in for Fizzacaro. It's Saab. Pass is deflected. Crispin tries to go in. We've got a heavy scramble. It comes out in Glassboro's possession. 2-point floater, can't get it, and a foul. That one's good, 37-30. After tonight, Pittman will have 6 games remaining. 1 is a neutral site game versus St. Augustine at the Battle by the Bay. That'll be a 2 o'clock start at Atlantic City. Honestly, one of the nicest gyms in all of South Jersey, I'll tell you that. They have back-to-back home games versus Salem and Gloucester Catholic. Now, a bit of an announcement for our Pittman friends as Ron Myers calls a timeout. We'll stay on the air because we do have to make a quick announcement. We were originally scheduled for the Pittman game versus Gloucester Catholic on February 6th. We unfortunately have had to cancel that as we have picked up Gloucester Catholic ice hockey versus St. Peter's Prep on Thursday, February 6th. It is a memorial game honoring the Gaudreau brothers, Johnny and Matthew, who passed away in a tragic series of events back in August. So that game will be honoring them. It is a 3 p.m. start at the Hollydale Ice Rink. So we apologize to the Pitman friends that we have to cancel our commitment with them next week. But Gloucester Catholic presented us with the opportunity to cover ice hockey and to cover this monumental game honoring the Gaudreau brothers and a very heartfelt game for the Gloucester Catholic community. So we appreciate it, and we hope to see Pitman at some point in the playoffs if they make another deep run. Which, speaking of, let's talk about PowerPoints at the moment. Pitman at 11-3. We were talking about them like clockwork in the Woodbury game the other night versus GC. And right now, I mean, it's just, it's a bit of a mess where everybody's at as that one goes out of bounds. You know, the South Jersey Group 1 scene has been kind of flipped on its head from last year. Woodstown was the 12 seed in last year's competition, and got another foul here. It's going to be Fizzacaro bringing it in. Pitman has leapfrogged Kip Cooper for the 1 seed, which originally they were hanging as low as 5, but then were able to flip it back up. Haddon Township, a huge leap from last year. They're at the 3 seed. Woodbury has jumped up to 4. Audubon at 5. Palmyra 6. Woodstown 7. Pennsgrove 8. And then for the last, hold on, that was a deep 3 that couldn't go. Crispin picks it up. But then from 9 through 12, it's Burlington City. Glassboro's at 10, so they would play Woodstown in the first round. Pitman right now would play number 16, Maple Shade. Uh-oh, that one hit the rafters. How about it? I would have to imagine that's the first time I've seen that. A pass hitting the, those are relatively low-hanging rafters. I mean, they're only about, if the rim is 10 feet tall, then I would imagine those are probably only about 15 feet high, with about 3, maybe 4 dodgeballs stuck in the rafters. Stranahan gets a ball through the basket there. 11-point game, 41-30. But yeah, 9 through 12 is Burlington City, Glassboro, Paulsboro, and Salem. And Paulsboro's had some big leaps. They were actually down outside of the playoffs as low as the 17 seed, and then have finally been able to get back into the limelight. They're in the 11th spot. Salem at 12. 13 through 16 is Clayton, Camden Prep, New Egypt, and Maple Shade. So both of these teams in South Jersey Group 1 competition, if Glassboro makes a deep run, could be seeing them in the playoffs, considering how they're playing tonight. Honestly, wouldn't be too far surprised. Couldn't get that one there. Crispin back out into the corner for Fizzacaro. Foul at the baseline. This will be charged against Aiden Harris. It is the second foul against Glassboro. First personal, second team foul. Pitman is sitting on 3 team fouls here with 4:07 left in third. Crispin moving inside. Stranahan with a bit of a funky shot. He just kind of, I don't know. I think we got time portaled back to 1950, but Stranahan makes the shot anyway. And it's 43-30. It's Smith. Up and no good. Rue brings it down, guarded by Smith, now feeds it to Crispin. Back into the corner, Fizzacaro, no good, too long there. Glassboro really picking up the pace here, trailing by 13. That one is off the window, and Rue picks up the rebound. Feeds it to Crispin. Back over to Rue, into the corner now. Inside, right-handed lay by Fizzacaro is good. Lionel Payne calls a timeout as Pitman goes on a big run. 45-30, they're getting back in the groove on the home floor. They lead by 15 midway through the third. We'll be right back. got some rowdy folks in the house. They were giving me some appreciation. Especially that kid over there. He's having some fun. All right, here we go. Glassboro coming out of the timeout. Lionel Payne calls his second, 45-30. Oh, boy. We like to have fun around here. Moving inside. Fouled on his way up. Harris will go to the line. Foul's going to be charged against Stranahan. That's his third. Baseball commit to Camden County College. First shot, no good. Let's listen to this Pitman student section. No good there. And another foul. We've got a foul palooza here in the third quarter, and just like that, it's now Saab at the line. Fourth foul against Pitman. The and one is good. So a three-point play in the blink of an eye, and it's now 45-33. Here's Crispin now. Foul on, looks like Smith. Second personal foul against Smith. Here's a three. Good. I am a little bit confused because maybe that foul wasn't enough to put. I'm confused because there's a double dribble there. And maybe I need to be educated more on the rules of basketball, but I'm pretty I mean, that foul on Smith was the fifth against Glassboro. Should have brought Pitman to the free throw line, so I don't know. Maybe that's just an entirely simple rule that I'm not getting. I know that offensive fouls don't count towards that, and I know that like a team's fifth foul has been an offensive foul, dipping a shoulder at the rim, and then they don't send the other team to the free throw line. So maybe that was the situation. I'm not entirely sure, but this is only my second year calling basketball. I've got plenty to learn. Crispin with a fadeaway. Hello. 4 fouls against Glassboro, 5 against Pitman. Oh, I had it read wrong. Okay. No, that's, I'm sorry. So I had the scoreboard backwards. That was one of the earlier fouls from Pitman from a couple of minutes ago on the other side of the floor was Pittman's fifth, hence giving Glassboro the bonus. 3 is good. But now Glassboro has 4 fouls, 1 foul to give Pitman the bonus. So I know the offensive foul thing still applies, but it is Glassboro who has the bonus. It's back to Fizzacaro, double guarded. But he leaves Crispin open with plenty of space. They wanted him to shoot it from that far out. Fading away. Oh my goodness. A minute 7 left, and an offensive foul gets charged against Kenny Smith. Crispin across the way. Moving inside. Oh, that's going to be a foul. Got hit hard there. So Elijah Crispin will go to the line as now Pitman picks up the bonus. Elijah Crispin around this time last year reached his 1,000th point. versus Salem, a very contentious game, I'll tell you that. They play Salem on February 4th. That one is good. Crispin, the 5'11" senior. His dad, John Crispin, an assistant coach at Penn State. 1,729 points for Crispin, 394 rebounds and 469 assists. He was third in the state in assists last year behind Malik Kelly of Cooper and a gentleman from Union Catholic who had 210. Kelly had 203. That was also a rematch of South Jersey Group 1 between Kip and Pitman. 3-ball rolls over to basket. Hello. No foul there. Has some trouble with Alex Adelaide. It's Boggins. Back out to Crispin. He's got room, but might dribble this one out a little bit. 15 seconds left. In the third, double guarded, feeds across the way to Fizzacaro. Rue is open at the top of the key. Now it's Crispin. Ball gets turned over, and a travel will be called against Boggins. So after that, Pitman turned it over. Now Pitman gets the ball back after a travel. 4 seconds left. Crispin has it, feeds it from deep. No good. That'll end the quarter. That one lands in the first row as after 3, Pitman starting to fall more into its usual form. 54-36 over Glassboro. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back here from Pitman High School, 54-36. This broadcast is brought to you by the Rowan College of South Jersey Roadrunners Athletic Department. Winners on the hardwood, winners on the soccer pitch, winners on the diamond, and winners everywhere, but also winners in the classroom. Prospective athletes who wish to join the Roadrunners for the 2025-26 school year should fill out the prospective athlete form on rcroadrunners.com and follow them on all social media platforms at RC Roadrunners. Broadcast is also brought to you by Garden State Pet Center. Keep your pet happy and healthy today with the most organic food products available in South Jersey, along with toys, cages, accessories, and much, much more. You can visit today or 7 days a week at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon. Crispin spins, fires to Stranahan. No good there. Oh, hello. There goes a steal. Crispin catch and shoot. No good. It's brought down by Thomas, and now it's Boggins, the sixth man. That's a good shot there. A good way to dissipate the heat. And it's 54-38. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday between Deptford and Pennsgrove. That might be one that Glassboro fans and maybe even Pitman fans might want to watch, because Pennsgrove right now is at the 8 seed in South Jersey Group 1. That could certainly drop. Oh, what a block there. Looked like that was maybe all ball. Right-handed lay, no good. Crispin rebound. Glassboro is just trying to pull out all the stops, and Pitman is trying to make sure that Glassboro doesn't get anywhere with him. We do get an offensive foul called, but no, I mean this right now is a situation where Pitman is going to want to try to wind down the clock as much as possible. And after that, Glassboro is going to try to, make the most of what they have with how many possessions they have left. If Pitman is smart, they're going to pull an Olympic Conference move. They've seen that with Eastern. They've seen it with Cherry Hill East. You waste the clock. You waste time. You make sure that nobody has a prayer of getting the ball after like a minute. You have to force them. And right now, Glassboro is doing the opposite. They need to be driving to the basket much faster. Up and in. 14-point game on the basket from Adelaide. Glassboro would fall to 6-10 on the campaign with a loss. Pitman would improve to 12-3. However, we've still got 6 minutes of playing time here tonight. It's Crispin moving inside. Up and no good. Oh, wow. Okay. A little bit surprised there, and we've got a foul. Rue not happy. It's Boggins who feeds it to Smith. Euro step, called for a foul, couldn't get the basket. And he'll go to the line. But yeah, right now in the power points, Pensgrove is the number 8 seed. So if they stay in that spot for the remainder of the season, which is unlikely but possible, Pitman could play them in the second round if they advance past their first round opponent, Maple Shade. 5:37 to play to cut the lead to 13. That one's good. Bit of a wonky shot, but it goes. Next week on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, like we said on Saturday, we've got on February 1st, Deptford and Pensgrove. And then after that, it'll be Tuesday, February 4th, a huge matchup in the Olympic Conference. It's Camden versus Eastern. We then travel up to Burlington County for West Tech and Cinnaminson on the 5th. It'll be GC and St. Peter's Prep and ice hockey on the 6th, and then Camden Eastside versus Kingsway on February 7th. Should be fun all around. Fizzacaro moves into the corner for Bowen Ashwin. Hit as he goes up. Stranahan hits the floor. He gets back up under his own power. Smith steps back for 3. Good! Ron Myers calls a timeout. And after a big run by Glassboro and a bit of egging on back and forth, don't go anywhere. This game's not over yet. It's 54-45. 9-point game in favor of Glassboro. I'm sorry, in favor of Pitman. We'll be right back. Pitman breaks from the timeout. Ron Myers calling his second. Both teams have 3 timeouts remaining. Fizzacaro gets hit. He'll bring this one back up the floor. This game now including 3 members of the 1,000-point club. Kenny Smith, already a well-established member there. The 5'11 senior, 1,514. As we said, Crispin is up near the 1,700 mark. Crispin fades, and the bank is open. 56-45. Moving outside. Oh, trying to get a shot off there. That one is good. The battle of exit 53 is getting a little bit hot tonight. as the fadeaway by Boggins inside keeps the lead at 9. Moving inside, that shot is tipped. Fizzacaro gets his own rebound there, and it's good. I mean, right now, Pitman, I think that they're making a mistake by driving at the basket this quickly because you're just giving Glassboro more possessions. Smith, front iron. Fizzacaro tried to get it back. Now it's Rue who picks it up. But yeah, I think right now, Pitman needs to, I mean, it sounds a little bit cruel, but Pitman needs to be stalling if they want to win this game. Foul. And they saw it after they kept driving to the basket. They missed a couple of shots, and then what do you know? Ron Myers calls a timeout, and it went from a 14-point lead to a 9-point lead. Again, Pitman has played a lot of Olympic Conference opponents. They could have a lesson learned from them. Waste time. You know, I saw it with Rancocas Valley versus Woodbury on Martin Luther King Day, where Rancocas Valley and Woodbury were tied 45-45 near the end of the fourth quarter. RV picked up the ball with a minute 25 seconds left, and the ball never left their hands until the end of the game. They hit a buzzer-beating shot on the baseline, game over, RV wins. But I think they've got to waste time until Glassboro forces them to. Because right now they're just driving down to the basket like it's anybody's business. But for Pitman, you've got to be thinking conservatively here. You know, yeah, you got 59 points. It's a 12-point lead. But you have to limit the amount of possessions that the defense is going to get. And for Glassboro, they've got to be a little bit more proactive here. Moving inside. Shot rolls over for Thomas. An unlucky break there. Glassboro hangs on to the possession. Myers a bit upset by that call. It'll be Smith. Oh, how about this? Did you see that? Shot is waved off. He tried to do the Ben Simmons move. He deflected it off the back of Stranahan, and he got the ball himself. Very clever move, even though it didn't result in a shot. And now Marley Crow will check in, subbing out Thomas. Again, for Pitman, they play in the Battle at the Bay at Atlantic City on Saturday. And they are home to Salem and Gloucester Catholic for their last two major matchups of the season. Look out now, firing away. 3. No good there. That shot is deflected. Glassboro with a foul. How about it? Will Boggins goes up. And now they're at the line as Pitman has committed its 4th foul. Boggins makes his first. But this is what I was saying. I mean, Glassboro seems to be sneaking up on them a little bit. Again, it wasn't that close of a game when these two played last year. 2 years ago, it was a 5-point game. Zubert getting ready to check in. Stranahan pulls down the rebound, and Boggins goes 1 for 2. And now the game of hot potato begins. Under 3 minutes, Crispin feeds across the way to Rue. Rue has it on top of the Pitman script there. Feeds out into the corner. Fizzacaro, 3. Good. It's Smith. Back to Saab. Oh, Crispin takes it away. Let's see what he can do with it. Oh, my goodness. Hello. Hello. Crispin to Fizzacaro. Poetry in motion. Basket good. And again, a 13, actually now 17-point lead. Largest lead they've had tonight as Pitman is looking to shut the door. Smith, open look from 3 is good. Lionel Payne calls a timeout. Let's get in an ad read. This broadcast is brought to you by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, or Dog Pro Wrestling. South Jersey's greatest professional wrestling organization with high-flying action and nonstop entertainment throughout the Garden State. For more information and future events, visit dawgprowrestling.com. Again, that's Dog Pro Wrestling, dawgprowrestling.com. And also, if you're a small business owner interested in advertising with Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, you can send us an email with an advertising inquiry at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. That'll give you more information on what we offer, including affordable rates for commercials, on-site commercial filming and editing and production, along with affordable plans to make sure that your business gets the best exposure in front of 100,000 plus annual viewers in the state of New Jersey. Payne returning from the timeout. 2:04 left. Pitman with a 16-point lead. Actually, it'd be a 14-point lead now that Smith cut it down with a 3. Crispin looking to, again, stall here in the final 2 minutes. A good move there. Fading off of Crow. Moving in. A hook pass is good to Stranahan. And that might be the one to put it away. 15-point game. 16 points now. I'm still getting my math wrong here. Smith, moving 3. Can't get it there. Crow will foul. That'll be the second foul against Glassboro. But what a turnaround for Pitman. 67-51. It was 26-25 at the half. It's like after Fizzicaro hit that milestone, you just felt everything kind of change. And Crispin missed 3 shots in a row. Again, like playing hacky sack here. He'll get fouled, and he'll go to the line. 1:09 to play. Crispin goes to the line for the second time tonight. Good. And he makes both. Feeding over the middle, now back into the corner. There's a low-hanging 3. Can't get it there. Scramble, up and in. 69-53 now. Let's listen to this student section. Well, they ended the chant as soon as I turned up the mics, so gets blocked. Scramble, up and in from Thomas, and Lionel Payne calls another timeout. He uses his second to last and keeps the home crowd here a little bit longer. 32.2 on the clock, 69-55, a 14-point lead in favor of Pitman. In the twilight seconds of this one, 69-55, Pitman will improve to 12-3. Glassboro will fall to 6-10, which very well could make a shakeup in South Jersey Group 1. They're at the 10 seed right now. Pitman leapfrogged Kip the other day for the number 1 seed, with Haddon Township in the 3 spot, Woodbury in the 4, and Glassboro fouls. That's their 4th. We do have a sub coming in. Fizzicaro hitting his 1,000th point in the second corner, gets a hug from Ron Myers, and he gets subbed out in favor of number 12, Lucas Razzie. Joey Zuber also on the floor. Rue setting time. Crispin going to dribble this one out. 4 fouls on each, but it looks like neither will reach the bonus in the fourth quarter, as Pitman will still remain undefeated in the Tri-County Conference here in 2025. That's the ball game. 69-55. Mike Fizzicaro brings the house alive with a milestone accomplishment. However, the bigger story, Pitman 12-3, and they are now solidly the #1 seed in South Jersey Group 1 after this win tonight. Big win for Pitman. I mean, you know, they really struggled in that first half. It almost felt like they were intentionally giving the ball to Fizzicaro, hoping he would take a shot, kept passing it to his teammates. They were a little bit too reliant on the three, but then they changed their tone, and Glassboro wasn't really able to keep up. It seemed like the same old story from the first didn't pan over as well in the second. And they just weren't able to adjust that well, and that's the issue that you have when you have 8 guys. I mean, Pittman only played eight or nine tonight, but it seemed like Glassboro was kind of a victim of fatigue, and Pittman was able to take advantage of that and do the best that they could to get out the win. But Kevin Minnick said it best. He said it in one of his tweets earlier tonight. He said, you know, you felt like this game opened up as soon as Fizzicaro hit that 1,000 point. The streamers fell from the ceiling, and you know, everybody celebrated. And then as soon as they got back in the game, Pittman felt like they had a change of tone. They led by 1 at the half, and then they win by 14 tonight. So definitely a bit different from the first half into the second. And for Glassboro, I mean, not a lot to hold their heads down about. I think this was generally a positive game, considering they've been, you know, hanging around 500 for the past month or so. Just a rough start to the season, now kind of mitigated in the middle here. And they've only got 4 regular season games left. Pittman's playing St. Augustine on Saturday. You know, it'll be a good transition game going into Saturday at Atlantic City. And I think Glassboro has a lot to be proud of. But right now, I think what they need to work on is, it just feels like they're playing a little bit of unpolished basketball. I mean, they're getting into foul trouble. They're trying to be a little bit too fancy. They're trying to match the moves that Elijah Crispin is making, and I think they were affected by that. Now, can they improve just by getting more players? It's not that easy. It's not. I mean, I said that with Audubon, my alma mater. They only carry 8 players on their varsity roster at all times. So for these Group 1 schools, that can be an issue. And personnel is always something that can make or break a season. And for Lionel Payne, he's in his first season at Glassboro, you know, taking over from the old folks, you know, before him. I think he's doing a good job. But right now, definitely some, what's it called, first-year jitters, if you will, as we move on into the month of February, as we are almost out of January. We've got some good ones ahead. Like we said, on Saturday, we see Deptford versus Pennsgrove at Pennsgrove. That's a 2 p.m. tip. But then we'll be back on the air on the 4th of February for another exciting matchup between Camden and Eastern. That'll be all for us tonight from our entire crew. Our social media manager, Haley Jade Mejia, who is on the other side of the bleachers taking some shots for us. We'll see some good social media content from her later on tonight and into tomorrow. Our social media, our graphics crew, Gavin Vanrell, Caleb Lane, and Liam Nolan. My executive producer, Vincent Vogt. I'm Dan Wilkins. We will see you on Saturday down in Salem County for some good old-fashioned basketball. Have a good one, folks.